If you find yourself being one of the people that absolutely hated the third act of Secret Invasion with the Super Skrull, well, you got one man to blame. And turns out it's Marvel Studios' very own Kevin Feige. So once again, this comes at us from Ali Salim, the director of Secret Invasion, who spoke with Deadline, and specifically about what exactly happens and what was the thought process and why did they do the Super Skrull the way that they did at the end of the series, and also why did they over-rely on CG and have this giant CG fight between two Super Skrulls for all intensive purposes. And he reveals, well, if you want to know about that, talk to Kevin Feige. He says it was Kevin Feige that came to them while they were writing and getting ready to direct the series and said, we're going to have Super Skrull fight somebody at the end of this series, so work the Super Skrull in there. Also, any power that's in the MCU is game. Use it all and make sure it's all in there, and we'll get back to it. So the people working on the series, including the writer and director, did exactly that. They worked in what was asked of them and demanded of them, which was work in the real Super Skrull in the third act. Now, I don't want to sound like I'm being a conspiracy theorist, but I'm gonna assume that this was those reshoots. Remember, Secret Invasion wrapped shooting, and then there was a lot of downtime. And then suddenly they went back for 6 to 7 weeks of reshoots. And from what we saw from those, if you line them up, it looks like it's a lot of the third act, and also how the characters dressed looks like the third act of the final episode and also the final episode. I'm gonna bet that they completely changed direction and that the original ending did probably include a smaller scale battle. Maybe even some of the things that they cut out of it, like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. references, which definitely seems to have been something that they were hinting towards. Even have some lines of dialogue in there about possible, oh, if we had a helicarrier and then nothing happens. I'm putting it out there that I think they went back and redid everything in that third act to completely set up something else. And that's why we got Super Skrull, because Kevin Feige was like, no, we're going to change all of this. And we got to get further away from the whole Russia bad thing, which is why the third act feels so messy. Actually, the entire last episode is really messy. I shouldn't just say the third act. So that's my theory, at least. And now the director's saying Feige came in and said, all right, change it all up. Add more CG. Super Skrull. I mean, I kind of see it, right? I'm not crazy.